that's not screwed in very tight, and that one's not particularly tight. So I'm wondering whether this has worked its way loose, maybe. I don't know. Welcome to Narrowboat Precious Jet. My name is Steve Tyrrell and we're back at the wharf and starting on the refits. This video is going to be a bit of a mishmash or a bit of a bits of video because I've got no actual massive plans made yet or massive work plans made yet for work on the boat. I have got to do the rear cabin and that is the first job, but before that there's other jobs I've got to do before I can start fitting the rear cabin, like the pressure release valve for the hot water tank for the chlorifier. That needs plumbing into the outside of the boat, so I need to drill a hole in the side of the boat and plumb that in. That'll only be a very easy plumb because once I've got the hole in the side of the boat, it's literally just going to be a bit of not hose pipe but food grade pipe, something that's going to last a few years. I don't need to do it in copper or brass, it's not going to take any pressure, it's just an overflow pipe, so it could be a quick and easy fix. The other one is the stern gland. I've got to do that. I've got to do work on the stern gland because when I was coming back for the last couple of weeks, I'd fill a bucket of water because I've got a bucket under the stern gland to catch any excess water, and I was filling a bucket in about 4 hours, which is quite a lot of water. So I'd rather be filling a bucket in about a week, you know. But so we'll nip up the stern gland, have a look at that. If we need to fit more stuff in there to seal it, then that's what we'll do. If not, if we can get away with just doing it up, then we'll do it up. There's a couple of quick jobs I've got to do in the boat now, so let me quickly crack on and show you what I'm going to do. Nothing amazing. I've bought a new camera. I think I told you the other week I bought a new camera. So I bought the DJI Osmo Action 3. I have been using the DJI Osmo Action 1. And I'm very impressed with this. This is a great little camera. You're watching me now on the Action 3. There's a few things on the Action 1 I like that don't exist on the Action 3, or at least not on the thing I've got. So let me quickly show you. What else I want to do today anyway. I shan't be doing any drilling today or any of the stern gland today, but I've got a couple of little jobs to get on with today. So let me quickly show you. Right, so like I was saying, this is my old, well, it's not my old camera, but it's the one I am still using it. But I bought this rig. This is a great little rig. I bought this separately. Let me just try and slide this off. I usually can do it one-handed. There you go. So the camera comes like that. It's got all the bits inside, batteries and everything. I bought this rig, or cage, whatever you want to call it. But on this cage, it has the hot shoe mount for a light or a microphone or something like that. I like that. So this is the cage or the protection box that came with the Action 3. There's no hot shoe fitting on this, and rather than spend money and buy another cage, which I have looked actually and I can't see any at the moment, I may buy one in a later date when they're more available, but these Action 3s have only been out a few weeks. So, as I said, I like the hot shoe fitting. So what have I done? I've bought a couple of hot shoe fittings, look. So what I'm going to try and do now is I've got some Scotch tape or double-sided tape, or what you want to call it. This is what they use to hold the fittings on for the camera. Can't see the fittings around anyway. I haven't got one spare. So if you glue something like a camera mount to the front of your boat, this is what you glue it on with. So this came with the camera. This is the mounting system on top, look. That's a little magnet and it clicks in. It's a really good system. And what you do is, if I can do it on here now, that kind of, there you go, look, and it clicks in. Okay, and that's the upright part of it, obviously. The flat horizontal version, can't get it off now, look. There you go, hang on, there it is, there you go. Yeah, so the horizontal version is on the bottom of the camera I'm holding now, but there's no hot shoe fitting. So what I'm going to do is bit of tape. spare hot shoe fitting, and I'm going to tape it to the side of the action camera like that, or the case like that, so that I can use a microphone, because the mics on these cameras, they're okay, they're not great, they don't deal well with wind noise, and I use the big dead squirrel, or whatever you call it, dead cat, dead squirrel, fluffy mic cover. These are my mics. They've got the hot shoe fittings, look, both of them exactly the same, and then the wires to go in the camera. So plan is today to try and stick that onto there with a bit of tape. Now if it doesn't work, never mind, I've not lost anything, but if it does work, it will save me money of buying a new rig. So let's get on and see how we can get on. What am I saying? Let's get on with it and see what happens. All right. Right, it's not the strongest of joints, but as long as it gets me by, it ain't gonna take much weight. It's a case of whether it knocks off or just falls off. Yeah, we'll see what it's like for now, and if it doesn't work, then I'll use something a bit stronger, like, I don't know, super glue or something like that maybe. But at the moment, that don't seem too bad. There you go. Brilliant stuff. Brilliant. Right, let's just tidy this away for a second then. Move that to one side. Okay. Right, the next thing I've bought is this. Smoke alarm. Well, it's a combined smoke alarm and carbon monoxide alarm. Since I've been having the fire lit in the boat, I think it's probably right that I now get a carbon monoxide alarm. The last thing you want to do is go to sleep, light the fire, go to sleep when it's nice and warm, and never wake up again. So it's a good little one. So it does both. It tells you what the carbon monoxide levels are in the boat and all that sort of stuff, and then obviously it alarms you to say whether the levels are too high or the levels are too low. It also comes with a mounting plate. Goes on the back. Simple stuff. Just click in, twist, and you're in. So what I'm going to do is going to use the screws, and I'm probably going to mount it somewhere at the end of the boat. I'm not going to put it on the roof. I'm going to put it on the side of the boat, just because I think the carbon monoxide needs to, I don't know whether it rises or not. Does carbon monoxide rise or does it fall? I think it falls, doesn't it? So we'll see. Let's mount this and see how we get on. Right, awesome stuff. Well, that seems to work very well. Oh, it's done a full test and it's tested itself and it's passed, so that's good. So we'll just leave that there now and let it do its thing. Tally fits there nicely in front of it, look. That's alright there, isn't it? That's okay, hides away. I mean, you can see it, but I'm not trying to hide it. It's just out of the way, so job done. Right, so I've cleaned most of the grease off. I've got to clean the edges here yet. But there's still a bit of play there, look, by the look of it. I think that's adjustable anyway. But this, if you see there, look, can you see there? That's not screwed in very tight. And that one's not particularly tight. So I'm wondering whether this has worked its way loose maybe. I don't know. But I'm going to adjust it up and see if I can push that in a bit further. I assume that slides inside there. We'll find out in a minute. I'm going to clean the sides up here first because I don't want to start rubbing grease all over my arms. So let me just quickly clean these sides up, and then we'll nip off these nuts, tighten up. So if I turn that side once, one full revolution of the nut, this side will get one full revolution of the nut. Although I'd like to try and push that in first. So, because that's not adjusted up very much. There was a rubber grommet there on it. But that's a big gap, that is. That's a big gap. So I'll take up that play. I might take that washer out of that side. There's like a split washer. I might take that out of that side. But let's clean up the sides first anyway. Right, so as you can see there now, I've taken off the let me just twist the camera around a bit. I've taken off the nuts, and that was pushed in about that far, and there's no more adjustment on the nuts, look, see? And then this pulls out. It does come out, I've just pulled it out. So there's that much space, so I can pack that now full of stuff to the stern gland packing paste, or whatever they call it, the tape. However, I'm going to go and have to buy some first, so I think we're going to have to take a trip to Midland Chandlers, because I haven't got any on the boat. I don't think there's any Chandlers that are closer than Midland at Braunston. So let's pack this away for a minute. I'll go and get some stuff. We'll come back and we'll put some stern grease, stern tube packing in there. Okay, stand by. Right, we're back from Midland Chandlers, and we have the stuff. There you go. I think they said it's Teflon grease rope or whatever it is. I bought 2 meters, which is massively overkill. I probably only need half a meter, but I'm working on the theory that if I put it away in a bag, it will stay nice and moist, and I can use it again in the future at some point. So, right, let's strip down this grease fitting, and we'll pack it with some stuff. What I'm going to do is first is, before I pull it apart, you cut the rope into sections. You don't just curl it up and shove it in. You have to cut it into rings. So, and then what you do is, each ring you'll fit slightly segmented in different places, so that the break is in a different place each time. Normally it's opposite. So I'll cut about 3 or 4. I'll probably cut 4 actually, to the size I need, and then I'll take the fitting out, slide the first couple in, because as soon as I take the fitting out, it'll start to drip. I'll put a bucket underneath, so hopefully it should catch most of the drips. Anyway, let's just get on with it, and I'll show you what I mean. You'll see. Okay. You can see the old ones there. Look, that's what that black is. Look, that's the old grease. Oh, that's a good fit. Yeah, perfect size that is. Yeah, that's a very good fit. I'm happy with that. Gosh, they're going in quite easy actually. I thought I'd just have to squeeze them in, but they're going in very well. Right, I may have to take one of them out because I bet that'll be a bit of a tight squeeze to get them all in. Because you've got to leave enough room for the two nuts on the end, don't you? Right, let's see if that goes on now. Push them in. Right. Right, I'm going to use the bolts to try and squeeze them in a bit further. If I can't squeeze them in too far, if I haven't got enough space to get the locking bolts on, then I'll have to take one of them out. But we'll see how we get on. I should be able to squeeze it a fair amount. The trouble is you don't want to squeeze it too hard that you're putting a lot of pressure on the prop shaft, because you think it's metal and it's very strong, but you will wear it out eventually. You know, it will wear, and you'll get a noticeable wear ring on your on the prop shaft. And I was chatting to the bloke at the Chandlers, and he did say that if you do it too much, it has been known for the prop shaft to eventually snap, which I suppose it'd take a lot of doing, but you know, if it's happened in the past, it can happen again, can't it, you know? Right. That still moves fairly easy, so that's good. I'm not squashing the crap out of it, if you like. Still moves fairly easy, that's okay. As long as the prop shaft moves fairly easy, I'm quite happy. Because you'll probably find all I'm doing at the moment is squeezing. The grease that's in here is water based, or not water based, but it's water soluble, it's non-pollutant. And you'll probably find now with me squashing this in, all the grease that's in the sleeve there, I'm probably squeezing out the back of the propeller. So I'm thinking what I've done there now, that will probably be enough. Spin of that. Yeah, there's not too much stress on that. That seems quite nice. That's not too bad at all. Right, bit of a tidy up, and that's another job to tick off the list. Right, just to be safe, I've measured this as best I can, and I'm pretty much the same measurement both ways, which means that there is equal. So we shouldn't get any excess wear then with a bit of luck. So, right, let's just nip these back up. So I've put the lock washer back on. I'll give it a proper clean now. It's not dripping anymore, which is a good sign. So I've put the lock nuts back on. The observant viewer noticed I didn't put the washers on when I put the bolts on first, or the nuts on first. So I've taken the nuts off and put them back on with the washers in place. And I've also put the lock bolts on now. So all I need to do is nip these up just to stop the vibration and bringing them loose. And that should finish the job down here then. Okay, that should conclude the leaky stern gland, and then you should only need a little bit of grease now just to finish it off. So what I'm planning on doing now, in fact let me just turn you around a minute and I'll show you. Right, now that my feet are out of the way, I'll just clear a bit of this space. So I have a bucket under there to catch the water from the stern gland, but I also want to put along this back here, if you look down the bottom there, you can see there's holes there and there. So all I want to do is get a bit of plastic or a bit of wood or something, a bit of phenolic ply, and just to create a temporary cofferdam in here. Now I could get a bit of steel and just clean up the edges and weld it in all the way around, and that'd be perfectly watertight, but I don't want to weld under the boat because this is underwater. This is all underwater. So what I'd like to do is just temporarily fit, well, say temporary, it's probably in there for a few years, but a bit of plastic across the back here, a fair thick piece, you know, centimetre thick, angle it to the edges, and then I'll glue it in place with something like a CT1 or a very good kind of like what do they call it? Oh gosh, forgot the name of it now. If I think about it, I'll say anyway. But basically just like a bit of glue or something, a fillery glue, same as what you use to stick the windows in. Sikaflex, that's it. So I'll glue it in with a bit of Sikaflex, and then that should just hold the back end here and create a watertight dam, just to keep the water in out the stern gland, stop it leaking all the way through the front of the boat. Well, not to the front of the boat, but it can only stay in the back end here, but it'll stop it leaking further under the rear cabin. It'll keep it in the back end here for now. So that's the plan anyway, that's the plan. Right, it's Friday, not sure of the date. I'll write it down below probably. When I finished doing what I was doing for the boat before I went cruising, there was a few jobs I still needed to do, obviously. Part of that was lighting. I just put barely enough lighting in the boat that got me through, and that was fine, but now it's starting to get dark at night. The lighting isn't up to scratch. So let me quickly show you what I mean. It's mainly in the bathroom, so let me show you. Okay, so in the bathroom we have this light, but this one doesn't work. It's not wired in. The wires over here, these are for the bathroom, and the trouble is it's all right here during the day. When you want to shower in the day, that's fine because it's fairly light, but at night if you want to shower, it's just too dark, and you could do with a bit of light in here. Also, I'd like to try and put a bit of light in the engine room, which shouldn't be too hard. That would just be a strip LED. As you can see, with the shutters closed, it's very dark. I do have a light in the rear cabin, that will suffice for now, but and as I say, the engine room I'm going to worry about today. It's the bathroom I want to sort today, so that's what I'm going to do today. Get that in there. Right, show you where I am at the moment. Boat's a mess. So there's a new light fitted there. Well, it's not a new light, it's an old light, it's just wired in. Another one here, that's wired in as well. Oh yeah, TV. TV is now running on 12 volt, which is good, so that's all honky-dory. So I haven't got to worry about 240 volt now for the telly, that's on 12. Sorted some more wiring out along the front of the top of the boat here that was chewed up by mice previously, from ages ago. Just need to screw that top piece back in there. What did I do in here? Let's have a quick look. Okay, yeah, so I've took one of the power points off here, or the pieces that was taken to one side to run a light, because there's no power onto this originally, and this is now running down. This is now the telly circuit, the TV circuit, so that's it was a lighting circuit, but I'm now using it for a TV, and also for a power point down here. You can see down here, look, there you go, that plug-in USB. It's only temporarily fitted there at the moment. That'll be fitted properly when I get around to it. Yeah, so next job now is fit a light in here. I have the clips and everything on the board there, look, so that's going to be fitted in. I'm going to do that now before I go to bed, and then that's me done. Yeah, that's a bit of a mess in there at the moment. I've got to sort this out again. Tools are all out, look, everything's all a mess and the tools are all out, but it's getting there, it's getting there. So right, let's give me 10 minutes and I'll have a light in the bathroom as well with a bit of luck. Right, stand by. Yeehaw. That's alright, isn't it? It's okay. Gives me a little bit of light in the shower anyway. Now it's getting dark at night. I'm going to call it a day now, I think. So that's me done, I think. Yeah, that'll do. Fabulous. As I say, that'll give me a bit of light. I haven't done anything more in the back there yet. I'll tidy all this up another day, tomorrow or something. Stick all my tools away and get myself off to bed. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the video. It's been a bit of a strange one. This time of year now for me, it's get myself motivated. It's I find it very hard. I like the summer and spring, I do. Autumn I struggle a bit. That's just how it is. So I've done a few jobs in the boat anyway. I've got lots more to do yet. I'm going to sit down soon and make a list. I'll get there. I'll get there eventually. I didn't get the skin fitting sorted, however I have found it. So now that's ready to go. That'll be a quick job anyway, that won't be too bad. Yeah, so that's about it for the day, I think. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and also comment down below. I do love your comments. And as always, if you're not subscribed, then please consider subscribing. I'd also like to take this chance to thank all my patrons and me buy me a coffee guys. Without your support, I'd find it very, very hard doing the time on the boat and stuff, so it's all good. Okay, take care of yourselves, take care of your families. See you again soon. See you, bye.